We've got the two franchises with more Super Bowls than anyone else. It's the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And, partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
Joey Sly, the kicker, stands ready. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the man who proclaims to be from a whole pack of Badgers. Came into the league back in 2012, Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills. The ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Wilson completes this one to Pickens. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They go play action with Wilson. His throw incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
2nd and 10. Wilson. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. First down, and they go back to Harris. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Van Jefferson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion, the tight end. From the gun, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and his early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Harris. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It was Matt Judon that time who worked his way in to blow that play up.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now here's another carry for Harris. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. Boswell's kick is good, and the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start, because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by the former Tar Heel, their rookie quarterback from UNC.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice, because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Well, it's almost football 101 that you preach to your safeties. Don't let anyone get behind you. You're the last line of defense. But he didn't let the play come to him. He went to the play. How about that read and recognition and finishing off that one behind the line of scrimmage?
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. This now a 3rd and 4. As they've got it as we resume action. From the gun on 3rd down, it's May. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. So on 4th down, here's Bryce Behringer on to punt for the Patriots. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5. Harris running straight ahead. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Now Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
They'll throw with May. Pass on the out route caught by Smith-Schuster. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Two minutes gone by, second quarter. They go play action now. May. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bell. And down inside the 15 he goes. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Here's May. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
There's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. To the air, May. And this is called. Touchdown, Patriots. Kendrick Bourne, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Patriots have taken the lead. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers, he's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Now Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Harris. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Wilson will throw again. A short one there to Freiermuth. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And his throw is incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Here's 2nd and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson. This one brought in by Jefferson. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Again, Wilson. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 29-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Second and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And this defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead. Here's Wilson. Got an open man. It's Pickens. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Boswell's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a 1-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. To throw, it's May. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Here's May. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Patrick Queen got in there to stick him. He gets the sack.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Well, the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's May. Buying time to his left. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Here's Austin. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. From the 31, here's 2nd and 6. They'll run again with Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now it's Wilson. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it, and were able to keep the drive moving.
Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Now it's Wilson. Pickens on the slant. And that'll get them the 1st down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Delayed give there out of the gun. Defense was ready.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of a draw play out of the shotgun formation because the quarterback's not having much action where he's getting away from the line of scrimmage. He's catching the football, making a little head fake, and then handing it off. You should be able to read it as they did there.
A short one there to Freiermuth. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Wilson. That is caught. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 31-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point, And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Finding Pickens for another catch. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's second down at 7. From the shotgun, Wilson to Jefferson on the slant. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 15-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Throwing again here, Wilson. Touchdown! Darnell Washington. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
The Steelers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Wilson going to throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the fourth quarter. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 25 yards that time.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 18 more yards there and another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Cameron Hayward getting upfield to make the stop.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll throw with May. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Cameron Hayward. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, Looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Looking to throw. May. Setting up a screen for Stevenson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's fourth down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on third and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Sly able to put this one through, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Complete. Jefferson the target. That one a first down pickup of 8. On the give, this is Harris. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Wilson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he is going to have a Steeler first down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it. And they will take a knee here. They hand this off to Harris. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros.
Well, Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second-half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.
The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.